Okay guys, welcome to the Mazda CX-90, and I have to say this is a fantastic new vehicle from Mazda. Their all new rear-wheel drive architecture and all new 3.3 liter turbocharged inline-6 under the hood, over 340-ish horsepower, over 360-ish pound-feet of torque. It is fantastic. Unique Mazda gearbox as well. I am actually really impressed with how this drives, which we'll get to in a second. If you haven't checked out my full first tour of this, I'll just show you guys the exterior really quickly. This one is in Artisan Red, Mazda's new shade, and is absolutely beautiful. We have full LED headlights all around, upgraded wheel packages as well. This is just a fantastic looking vehicle. Of course, we have that third row in the rear, a lot more cargo space as well. But for a 3-row SUV, for a 7 to 8 passenger SUV, this thing should not drive as good as it does. It's just actually incredible. And this interior is nuts. It blows like an Lincoln Aviator out of the water. It's so nice in here. You have this peanut leather, alcantara. I'm just really impressed with this, guys. And let's go take it on the first drive, because I'm so excited to keep driving this thing. So again, 3.3 liter turbocharged inline-6 under the hood, 8-speed, kind of like this weird multi-clutch automatic gearbox. It's so far so good, actually. And let's pop it into drive. I'm going to keep it in sport mode now because it's actually really fun, and we'll take it out on these roads over here, which are also really fun. And I'll get a quick little acceleration run for you guys right here. There's 60. And you can hear that incredible inline-6 sound. Now, sure, the engine sounds great. You have nice power, and the gearbox is decent. It could be a little bit quicker, but you know, it's not a sports car. It's a big SUV. But Mazda's chassis and steering and handling department has really worked like wonders on this thing. It feels so dynamic and connected for this type of vehicle. The steering, yes, it's a little bit light. It's lighter than other Mazdas, such as like a CX-50 or the 3 even. But it's still very direct, and the front end on this car is, I'm just like, it shouldn't be like this good. It controls the body really well for this size of a vehicle, especially around like tight turns and stuff. And oh, that engine is so smooth and sweet. It likes to hold gears a little bit longer in sport mode, as you can hear right there, so you have that acceleration right when you want it. But it's just a really dynamic vehicle, and I'm actually really impressed by it. I wasn't really expecting it to be like this impressive. Let's head up this road over here. I'm gonna shut up for a second actually so you can hear this. This thing's really fun. I'm going to take it up the mountain so I can give you guys a little bit more of a in-depth, detailed review of how this thing drives. But so far, I'm impressed. I'm going to pop it into normal mode for a hot second for you guys, so it's a little bit calmer. So CX-90. Again, like I said earlier, this is on Mazda's all-new rear-wheel drive architecture. Of course, it is an all-wheel drive only vehicle, though it is a rear-biased platform. If there wasn't the front wheels being powered, it would be rear-wheel drive, essentially, if that makes it easier for some people to understand. But most of the power, most of the time, is actually being sent to the rear wheels as well, so that's a really fantastic, nice feature. We have a lucid air right there on this drive out today. Really cool looking. But nonetheless, and now we're in normal mode, by the way. It's very quiet in here. Mazda has done wonders to actually make this interior feel as luxurious as the price tag is, as the interior looks, and they've really put in the work to kind of give you that luxury experience, and I think they're doing a fantastic job out here. Now, when you're not driving hard, which you always shouldn't really be doing in like a big SUV, it's very pleasant to drive, and I actually appreciate the slightly smoother and lighter steering in the CX-90 versus their other products, as you know, it's going to be mostly a family vehicle, and you're not going to want to have to like chuck this thing around all the time, but it's very comfortable in here as well. The suspension, I will say, is a little bit on a firmer kind of setting than I would expect in this type of vehicle, but you know, when Mazda's mindset, when it comes to dynamics, that's what they're going for, and that's what they really wanted out of this, and it works in that sense. But I guess maybe around town you might want a little bit of a softer ride, but I think it's perfectly fine. And with that really smooth inline-6 engine under the hood, you have that power whenever you really want it. Deep down in the rev range, you have that torque readily available to you as well, and it is fantastic, I think, so far. I'm really impressed from this first drive experience in the CX-90, and I don't want to stop driving it already. And I'm really looking forward. This is actually making me look even more forward towards the upcoming CX-90, which is on a shorter wheelbase. It's going to be lighter, it's going to be nimbler, and it's going to be a little bit more sport, I guess, oriented than this one. We're probably going to see like a sport style model like that, like we see in the CX-60 in Europe. This one does not have that. It's, you know, it's more of a luxurious family vehicle, but I'm very, very impressed with this. I think it's just the body control and the turn in, like it just feels so confident and controlled around these corners. What? Oh my gosh, I was speechless earlier first getting into this, because I really wasn't expecting it, but Mazda knocked it out of the ballpark here, guys. Now, I will say the transmission performance, you know, it's not super sporty at all. I'm going to pop it back into sport mode for you guys so you can kind of get a hint of that. You do have a manual mode setting with paddle shifters over here, and there's no kind of like sport mode to particularly put the gearbox in. Look at that Aston Martin right there. Very nice. But when you want it to, it picks up and goes, and downshifts are okay. Woo! Oh, that engine is fantastic. That's a highlight of this car. That engine is sweet. If they only just threw it into like a sedan or like maybe a two-door sports car, hopefully, I would really be super impressed. And this car has been being honed around the whole day and still getting like 23 miles to the gallon. If you do baby it, it has that 48-volt mild hybrid system. You're definitely gonna get better fuel economy as well. And if you want to step down to the, well, I guess down or up, they're pretty much similar in power actually, is the 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with the plug-in hybrid setup. That's also an option for the CX-90. Wow, I just can't get over how well this thing handles and drives. I'm really, really impressed, Mazda. You guys did a really good job on this, but hopefully we will be able to get this for a full week later on, so I can kind of live with it on a daily basis. But for now, this is a really fantastic experience that Mazda is letting us still drive these out. I know they're on sale right now, but we're still getting kind of first drives with these, and I am super, super impressed with the all-new CX-90. I would definitely go drive one if you have the ability to, and if you're looking in the market for like a 7 to 8 passenger SUV, you have to consider that. Like, this is a must-consider option in this segment. And finally, Mazda has introduced a new kind of adaptive radar cruise control system, which works not only in like low speed settings, but also in like normal, like higher speed settings as well, as it should have in all our models, but those currently don't do that. You can see the gauges do change as well, fully digital gas. But yeah, this is good job, Mazda. Really, really fantastic job. I'm looking forward to their future products, and thank you guys for joining me on this video. Stay tuned for a lot more coming from Allcarnews.